Russia has accused Ukraine of attempting to kill Russian President Vladimir Putin in a drone attack on the Kremlin. That's according to the state-run RIA news agency. It says 2 drones were shot down, adding the Kremlin will respond when and how it sees fit.
In the intricate world of international politics, security is more than just a concern. It is a must-have, particularly for leaders like Russia's President Vladimir Putin. His safety is not left to chance. It is painstakingly managed by a team of highly trained specialists who go to great lengths to safeguard him from potential dangers, which range from would-be assassins to coup plotters. But how does Putin's security apparatus operate? Let's look into the detailed aspects of Vladimir Putin's security and how he survived 43 assassination attempts. Putin prioritizes his personal safety. The president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, is protected by a highly sophisticated security infrastructure that is meant to protect him from a wide range of dangers, including both actual assaults and the possibility of a coup. According to the reports, his security measures consist of a wide variety of sophisticated tactics and personnel, including food tasters, look-alike stand-ins, and bodyguards who carry armored briefcases. These actions shed light on the seriousness with which Putin views his own personal safety, a concern that has only grown more intense in the midst of heightened tensions, notably in the aftermath of the invasion of Ukraine. Senator Lindsey Graham of the United States made contentious statements in which she called for someone in Russia to take out Vladimir Putin in reaction to his activities in Ukraine. These words brought the topic of threats against Putin to the forefront. These kinds of statements highlight the perceived dangers that Putin faces from foes both within Russia and outside the world. Having served as a KGB operative in the past, and having been in power since the year 2000, Vladimir Putin is well aware of the potential threats that could be posed by those who wish to undermine or assassinate him. In addition to ensuring his physical safety, Russian President Vladimir Putin places a high priority on protecting his health. This became notably clear during the COVID-19 epidemic, when Putin committed himself to making tremendous efforts in order to avoid becoming infected with the virus. There were photographs leaked that showed him adhering to stringent social distancing rules during meetings with foreign leaders and advisors. He even wore a hazmat suit while he was visiting hospitals that were treating COVID-19 patients. The assassination attempts. During the Ukraine war, tensions rose rapidly, with accusations and assassination attempts on Russian President Vladimir Putin. The confrontation escalated when the Kremlin reported the downing of 2 drones purportedly launched by Ukraine, claiming an assassination attempt on Putin. These events occurred against the backdrop of increased security concerns, including sabotage incidents such as train strikes, and came immediately before large World War II victory celebrations. The Kremlin's claims of attempted assassination against Putin are not without precedent. Major General Kirilo Budanov, the head of Ukraine's defense intelligence, revealed an assassination attempt on Putin's life in May 2022. The attack reportedly took place in the Caucasus shortly after Russia invaded Ukraine on February 24th. Budanov's remarks to Ukrainska Pravda shed insight into the continued antagonism between the 2 nations. He highlighted the gravity of the issue by stating that this was the 6th known attempt on Putin's life. More information has emerged about past attempts on Putin's life, including a botched plot during his 2002 visit to Azerbaijan. An Iraqi suspect, apparently linked to Afghan and Chechen rebel forces, was caught while plotting an assassination. The Iraqi, charged with transferring explosives to a co-conspirator, was apprehended before carrying out the attack and condemned to a decade in prison. Similarly, in November of the same year, authorities foiled an attempt to bomb Putin's motorcade. According to reports, 40 kilograms of explosives were discovered on a freeway destined for the Russian leader's convoy. Despite the odd circumstances surrounding the loss of the explosives, Putin's path was changed, avoiding a potential disaster. An incident in the United Kingdom in October 2003 highlighted the international reach of threats against Putin. During Putin's visit, British anti-terrorist police intervened to prevent an alleged assassination plan. 2 individuals, one a former Russian Secret Service agent, were seized on suspicion of plotting to murder Putin. Despite the initial arrests, officials released the suspects after interrogation, alleging insufficient evidence for further action. This episode showed the global reach of Putin's threats, as well as the challenges of dealing with them across borders. In 2012, attention shifted to Adam Osmayev, a Chechen rebel apprehended by Russian special forces in Ukraine. Osmayev, who was allegedly linked to the UK, was captured in the Black Sea city of Odessa. State media later published his public confession, in which he acknowledged arranging Putin's assassination. The arrest of Osmayev highlighted the continued efforts by individuals from various backgrounds and connections to target Putin. The crash of a drone near Moscow has raised fears of another assassination attempt. According to reports, the drone was carrying 17 kilograms of explosives, supposedly intended for Putin's assassination. Bild, citing anonymous sources, accused Ukraine of complicity in the failed plot. However, Ukrainian activist Yuri Romanenko denied these allegations, claiming that Ukrainian intelligence collected information on Putin's whereabouts. The incident occurred amid rising tensions, with fears that Ukraine may extend the war into Russian territory. Subsequent explosions in St. Petersburg and Melitopol raised concerns about reprisal attacks and further unrest. The explosion in St. Petersburg, which occurred near an aging thermal power station, sparked fears of coordinated attacks on Russian infrastructure. The blast's aftermath, which included a large crater and damage to neighboring properties, sparked discussion about possible reasons and perpetrators. Meanwhile, an explosion in Melitopol, a city in occupied Ukraine, killed a Russian-backed police official. The act, dubbed a terrorist attack by Russian authorities, fueled claims of Ukrainian aggressiveness and highlighted the conflict's explosive nature. The region is shrouded in uncertainty as both sides deal with rising violence and increasing deaths. Hence, Putin's security is one of a kind. Let's have a look. FPS protects Putin and Russia. Security is a significant priority in Russia, particularly the protection of the country's leaders and high-ranking personnel. The Federal Protective Service, also known as the Russian Federation's Federal Guard Service, is responsible for protecting these individuals and preserving national security. It plays a crucial part in protecting the safety of Vladimir Putin. Their responsibilities go beyond physical protection to safeguarding the stability and continuity of the Russian government. Unlike some other countries' security services, the FPS does not have a dual mandate that includes both financial investigations and legal enforcement. It focuses solely on security and protection. This unique strategy enables the FPS to devote all of its resources and attention to the security concerns of Russia's leadership. Long before Putin makes his statements to the public, this elite unit is saddled with the responsibility of researching and minimizing potential dangers. They develop security protocols with great care, taking into consideration a wide range of circumstances, including criminal activity, civil unrest, and even the likelihood of natural disasters. As part of their preparations, they coordinated with the local authorities, carried out comprehensive security sweeps of the venues, and implemented cutting-edge technology in order to identify and eliminate any potential threats. It is during the month that precedes Putin's public appearances that the security squad of the FSO goes to work. They do a thorough inspection of the lodgings, making certain that every aspect is in perfect condition, with the goal of reducing the number of outside people that will be required during Putin's stay. In addition to this, they place jammers in order to prevent radio detonation signals from being transmitted, and they use surveillance technology in order to keep an eye out for any suspicious behavior in the area. It is possible that these procedures will generate worries regarding privacy, but according to Russian law, the security team of the president is granted vast jurisdiction to safeguard his safety. This authority includes the ability to conduct body searches and employ tapping technology. The tasks of the FSO extend beyond the protection of Putin to include the protection of other high-ranking officials and government organizations. Personalities such as the Prime Minister, Ministers of Foreign Affairs and Defense, and important government entities such as the State Duma and the Federal Security Service are included in this category. The enormity of the security difficulties that Russia's top leadership is currently facing is highlighted by the vast extent of their responsibilities. Within the Federal Security Service, there is a specialist section that is devoted to safeguarding Putin's personal safety. It is a common misconception that the prerequisites for these posts prioritize combat experience. However, this is not necessarily the condition. Rather than that, candidates are chosen on the basis of their capacity for operational psychology, physical endurance, and political savvy. The pool of potential candidates is further narrowed by restrictions on height, weight, and age. This helps to ensure that only the most qualified persons are entrusted with the responsibility of maintaining the national security of the president. In order to be adequately prepared for their positions, Putin's personal bodyguards, who are frequently referred to as his musketeers, go through extensive training. For the purpose of successfully assessing potential dangers and responding to them, they need to have a strong awareness of other languages as well as the dynamics of political systems. In addition, they are taught to be able to resist extreme weather circumstances, such as temperatures ranging from cold to blistering, without impairing their effectiveness. They are permitted to smoke cigarettes as a method of alleviating stress. However, this privilege is restricted while they are in training or when they are on active duty. In spite of their unwavering commitment and unparalleled professionalism, Putin's bodyguards are only allowed to serve for a limited time, often up until the age of 35. On the other hand, their service does not come without rewards, since a significant number of former bodyguards are recruited to lucrative posts within the government or security apparatus. This strategy ensures that there is a steady influx of new talent, while also providing opportunities for professional progression to those individuals who have diligently served in the role of defending the president. The role that the FSO plays in protecting Putin has not been without dispute. There have been allegations of corruption within the organization, including the misuse of assets and the abuse of power by high-ranking individuals, according to information that has surfaced. The system of Federal Protective Service. To efficiently carry out their tasks, FPS agents go through extensive training and screening processes. While physical fitness and combat capabilities are vital, applicants are chosen mostly for their ability to communicate in various languages, comprehend national and international politics, and assess and respond to prospective threats. Once hired, FPS operatives are taught to work in numerous layers of security. The president's personal guards are located in the first circle, which is the innermost layer. These highly trained individuals are always near to the president and prepared to respond to any threat. Beyond the first circle, plainclothes guards are discreetly stationed in crowds or public places. Their mission is to identify and neutralize potential dangers before they harm protected individuals. Security guards patrol the perimeter, ensuring that no unauthorized individuals break the security cordon. This third layer serves as an extra barrier to potential attackers. In addition to ground security, the FPS deploys snipers stationed on roofs that oversee critical areas frequented by protected individuals. These sharpshooters provide overwatch and act as the final line of defense against threats from elevated positions. The FPS also uses specialized equipment to improve security measures. Furthermore, the FPS has a fast response team made up of highly trained military soldiers. These operators are outfitted with modern weapons and armored vehicles, ready to deploy quickly in the case of a difficult attack or emergency situation. The FPS remains at the vanguard of protecting Russia's most critical assets in an ever-changing security situation, thanks to thorough planning, intense training, and the use of cutting-edge technology. The complex security protocols. Vladimir Putin moves around the world with a sophisticated system of security procedures in place to shield him from any potential threats. When Putin enters public view, his security detail forms 4 concentric circles around him, each with a unique role in protecting him from harm. In the middle are his personal bodyguards, who are immediately distinguished by their intimidating manner. Sharp suits, dark sunglasses, and discreet earpieces. These guards, who are frequently seen with their hands positioned defensively in front of them, carry customized luggage that serves as protective shields capable of deflecting bullets in the event of an attack. These bodyguards are armed with Gurza pistols, strong weapons capable of shooting up to 40 shots per minute and penetrating protective vests from a long distance. However, their primary goal is prevention rather than reaction. Any situation that escalates into a gunfight is deemed a breach of security procedure. Putin's guards also carry Kevlar umbrellas, which provide additional protection against projectiles. While the inner circle of bodyguards receives a lot of attention, the second ring operates with complete discretion. These guards, dressed inconspicuously and blending perfectly into the crowd, remain attentive, keeping an eye out for any potential threats. Beyond them, the third circle guards the boundary, ensuring that no questionable individuals enter the president's area. The fourth circle, located high above, is made up of sharpshooters stationed on rooftops, ready to eliminate any imminent threat with accuracy. Even when Putin is on the move, security remains a priority. His cortege is accompanied by armored vans, which carry specialized operatives armed with AK-47 Dragunov sniper rifles, anti-tank grenade launchers, and portable anti-aircraft missile systems. The personnel responsible for protecting the president have expert talents, including extreme driving abilities to get through any potential threats or barriers. Perhaps the most significant asset in Putin's security arsenal is the president himself. With a history in the Soviet and Russian secret services, Putin appreciates the necessity of security protocols and strictly follows his security team's directions. Prior to his travels, he conducted advanced reconnaissance missions to ensure full assessments of potential dangers, such as public response, weather conditions, and security vulnerabilities. In addition to physical security measures, electronic safeguards are being deployed. Jamming devices are used to prevent the distant detonation of explosives, while electronic surveillance monitors mobile phones and other communication devices in the area. Putin's security apparatus goes above and beyond to ensure his safety. Even among the rigorous security regulations, there are hints of Putin's more quirky protection measures. Rumors continue about a presidential body double, which is often used to confound prospective threats despite Putin's denial of such measures. Furthermore, each meal delivered to the president is first evaluated by another person to ensure it is devoid of any dangerous ingredients, demonstrating the amount of care taken to protect Putin's health. Vladimir Putin's security organization operates with military precision, utilizing a multifaceted strategy to protect the Russian president at all costs. From the conspicuous presence of his personal bodyguards to the covert monitoring and superior weaponry used by his security detail, every aspect of Putin's protection is meticulously planned to protect his life and the stability of the Russian state. Putin's bulletproof train. Vladimir Putin has a unique mode of transportation across his large country, a bulletproof train. This isn't just any train. It's more like a mobile fortress built to keep him safe and connected, especially during unpredictable times like Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The concept of a bulletproof train may sound like something out of a spy film, but for Putin, it is an absolute requirement. The train allows him to travel between his several residences, which are connected by railway lines, without making public appearances that could jeopardize his security. Putin has all he needs for business and enjoyment on board the train. He has a private bedroom to recuperate in during long flights, as well as a meeting area to do official business with his crew. There is also a separate automobile for his entourage, which allows them to accompany him without overwhelming his personal space. One of the most significant aspects of Putin's bulletproof train is its superior communication capabilities. The train is outfitted with cutting-edge technology, including sophisticated communication devices, allowing Putin to communicate with his armed forces and senior advisors, even while on the go. This level of connectedness is critical for a world leader like Putin, particularly during times of crisis or armed conflict. Perhaps the most stunning feature of Putin's armored train is its security precautions. To avoid potential threats, Putin's train stations are closely guarded and often built in secret. Even the train is designed to fit in with conventional passenger trains, with the main distinguishing feature being the communication antennas. This serves to protect Putin from potential attackers who may attempt to ambush him while he is on the road. Russia's leaders have always used bulletproof trains. During the Russian Civil War, communist leader Leon Trotsky famously traveled in an armored train, outfitted with telegraphs, libraries, and even printing presses. Putin's decision to travel by bulletproof train may have been inspired by similar security concerns and the need to keep connected during times of turmoil. In conclusion, Vladimir Putin's bulletproof train is more than just a medium of transportation. It represents his commitment to safety and security. Putin can move around his country with confidence while riding in this well-armored train, knowing that he is safe from possible attacks and can communicate efficiently with his team, even in the most difficult conditions. Flying in security. When Russia's president, Vladimir Putin, takes to the sky, it is no ordinary journey. In an example of hands-on leadership, Russian President Vladimir Putin recently dressed as a pilot to oversee the upgrade of a Tu-160M supersonic strategic bomber fighter plane. When Putin arrived at the Kazan aviation plant, he took the pilot's seat and flew for 40 minutes, the details of which are classified. The Tu-160M, also known as the White Swan in Russia and the Blackjack in NATO, has supersonic speeds and is designed for pinpoint strikes using both nuclear and conventional weapons. The Tu-160M, the largest supersonic aircraft in military history and the world's heaviest combat aircraft, exemplifies Russia's military aviation dominance. This is not Putin's first time in the cockpit. He has already piloted a variety of military aircraft, demonstrating his knowledge and hands-on approach to Russia's defense capabilities. Notably, he flew the earlier variant of the Tu-160M bomber in August 2005, demonstrating his continuous involvement in Russian military issues. However, Putin's mode of transportation is not just any jet. It is part of the Russian presidential fleet, which is handled by Rossiya Airlines. These planes are more than just a mode of transportation. They are emblems of power and status reserved for Russia's top authorities. The Ilyushin Second 96-300 PU, a potent four-engine, long-range aircraft, serves as the heart of this fleet. The PU in its name translates to command point in Russian, indicating its role as the nerve center of presidential travel. This aircraft, a heavily modified version of the Second 96, has been the primary presidential aircraft since the days of Boris Yeltsin, Russia's first president. 5 of these specially modified Second 96s have flown over the years, transporting Russian leaders to and from various locations. These aircraft have evolved and expanded throughout their history. During Putin's presidency, the Second 96 Presidential Special Mission Aircraft was added to the fleet in 2005, highlighting the significance of these specialty jets in the Russian government. Then, in 2010, Russia's third president, Dmitry Medvedev, made a dramatic step to expand the presidential fleet. He announced plans to purchase 2 more Pu-M1 aircraft made by the Voronezh aircraft plant. These latest upgrades, delivered in 2012 and 2014, significantly enhanced the presidential fleet's capabilities. But what distinguishes these planes isn't simply their sleek design or powerful engines. It's the level of personalization required to ensure the comfort and safety of their esteemed passengers. Inside these flying palaces, elegance meets functionality, with advanced communication systems and even laser anti-missile defense, creating a cocoon of security high above the skies. Rossiya Airlines altered its mainline colors in 2016, which transformed the outside of these planes. No longer do presidential aircraft blend in with the crowd. Instead, they proudly display the Russian coat of arms, or the presidential standard, on their empennage, emphasizing their role as emblems of national power. Stepping inside, you'll discover a realm inspired by Russian art and culture. The interiors of these planes reflect the country's rich heritage, with elaborate embellishments covering every surface. Vladimir Putin is claimed to have taken a personal interest in the aircraft's refurbishment, visiting the Voronezh plant to view the meticulous work firsthand. While there were rumors in 2010 about the prospect of a new presidential aircraft, the Sukhoi Superjet 100, as of June 2023, the Second 96 remains the preferred aircraft for Putin and his colleagues. Its dependability and proven track record make it the favored means of presidential transport, allowing Russia's leaders to travel the world safely and securely. However, safety is more than just the aircraft. It also includes the safeguards put in place to keep it safe in the air. When Putin made a rare journey to the Middle East, his presidential plane was escorted by 4 Russian Air Force Su-35 fighter jets. These cutting-edge planes established a protective screen around Putin's plane, ensuring its safe flight from Russia to Abu Dhabi. The importance of this escort cannot be underestimated. Putin is increasingly isolated on the global stage as a result of his actions in Ukraine, and he rarely travels outside of Russia. Nonetheless, his voyage to the Middle East, accompanied by an exceptionally large Air Force escort, conveyed a strong message of power and determination. As Putin's jet touched down in Abu Dhabi, it was greeted with all the pomp and ceremony that a head of state deserves. Despite its close connections with the United States, the UAE gave Putin a spectacular state welcome, emphasizing Russia's role as a major participant in world affairs. But underlying the spectacle is a story of paranoia and insecurity. Since the invasion of Ukraine, Putin has become increasingly concerned about threats to his personal safety. According to reports, he no longer uses mobile phones or the internet, and instead relies on Russian official television for information. His travel habits have also shifted. He now avoids airplanes wherever feasible, preferring a specially guarded train for domestic trips. Despite these safeguards, Putin continues to nurture relationships with major allies, like the rulers of the UAE and Saudi Arabia. His discussions with these leaders, held against the backdrop of international tensions, reveal the intricate web of ties that drive global politics. In the middle of these diplomatic efforts, the issue of climate change dominates. While world leaders meet for climate talks to address the critical need for action, Putin's presence serves as a reminder of the competing interests at stake. His actions in Ukraine have sparked calls for immediate and dramatic action, with some speculating that his trip to the Middle East may drive efforts to shift away from fossil fuels. As the world observes, Putin's presidential plane serves as a symbol of Russian might and dignity. Guarded by fighter jets and rich in history, it serves as a reminder of the difficulties and complexities of international diplomacy in an increasingly unpredictable world. Putin's fleet of cars. Putin's current ride is the Urus Senat limousine, a beast of an automobile. It's more than simply a nice car. It's loaded with features to keep the big guy secure. Prior to this one, he drove a Mercedes-Benz S600 Guard Pullman, but the Urus Senat raised the bar. This bad boy is like a tank on wheels. It is equipped with a variety of life-saving, offensive, and defensive gadgets. It's built to the Federal Protective Service's requirements, so it's ideal for keeping Putin secure. But where did the automobile come from? It is the result of the Cortege project, which was created in Russia by the NAMI. The Senat made its grand debut at Putin's fourth inauguration in 2018. Since then, it has served as Putin's preferred mode of transportation, ensuring his safety and style. When Putin takes the road, his security team does not mess around. The presidential motorcade is an impressive sight. It's not just the limo, the entire convoy. Ural and BMW motorbikes are leading the line, ensuring the coast is clear. The support cars include the Mercedes G-Class, E-Class, S-Class, BMW 5 Series, Volkswagen Caravelle, and even Chevrolets. They're all there to ensure Putin gets from A to B without incident. Of course, none of this is feasible without the special purpose garage. They're in charge of keeping Putin's wheels in good shape. They ensure that everything functions well, from scheduled maintenance to emergency repairs. Now, let's talk about the car. The Urus Senat is a marvel of engineering. It's more than simply appearance, it's also about functioning. It features bulletproof armor, bomb-resistant underfloor protection, and reinforced glass. Plus, it has run-flat rubber tires in case things turn hairy. However, the Senat has more than just safety to offer. Inside, it's a luxurious paradise. The interior is outfitted with the best leather and materials. Each passenger has their own entertainment screen, and the back seats are completely adjustable for maximum comfort. Under the hood, the Senat is a powerhouse. The long variant has a 6.6-liter V12 engine, producing an incredible 850 horsepower. The shorter version is no slouch either, featuring a 4.4-liter V8 engine designed by Russian experts with cooperation from Porsche. Putin's protection is no joke, particularly when it comes to his vehicle. The Urus Senat is more than a car. It's a mobile fortress designed to keep Putin safe and comfortable wherever he travels. Thanks for watching. See you again soon.